Let's go. We're live. We're live with a brand new segment of Getting to Bro You, getting to know all about you with my man RJ Carnage. John, give a little intro and then let RJ plug his shit.
So here we are with a very talented young man. Unfortunately, on the shelf at the moment with a injury, but he's going to come back stronger than ever.
That's right.
I personally have seen RJ perform 2, maybe 3 times in person. Always a pleasure to watch. And every time I've seen you, I've seen improvements as well. Where we did see RJ every time I've seen him, but this isn't the only place he's wrestled, was Battlefield Pro.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of the show, Alpha. We enjoy all the stuff that they're doing up there. But first, we'd just like to welcome you, RJ. Thank you for coming on and having a conversation with us, and it's a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, man. It's actually a pleasure to be on here. I don't get this many opportunities to be on a podcast and speak about myself. I'm very, very, very outgoing person, so I don't really like to talk about myself. But getting those times to talk about myself, it feels good. It feels good. But again, appreciate you guys coming and having me on the show, and I'm ready to get to whatever you got in store for me. Heard you got a surprise video you picked. I'm kind of stoked to see it. So.
Yeah, we do a watch along segment called Lit Match where we kind of have a drink and pretend like when you have downtime at home, I like to pour a drink, maybe roll something up and put on some wrestling. And I thought it'd be cool to be able to do that with people all around. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's kind of what I have kind of drawn up for us. So we'll watch a match with you and it'll be fun. But I'm going to start off with that. Water's good. Water's good. That's fine with me. But I'm going to start off easy and just give you a layup. Tell us who trained you, and then also how long you trained until you had your first match, and one more right after that. When did you feel like you had your first real good match?
Okay, ask me the first question. We're gonna go one by one, so I can keep it in my brain.
Who trained you?
Alpha Anawai Jr. at Battlefield Pro Wrestling.
All right, and how long did you train until you had your actual first match?
I'm gonna be honest, a month. It was about a month. I trained for a full month, and then right after that, it's just a match after match after match, and it just went up from there.
So it's kind of like on spot training, pretty much like on hand training, where you're continuously training but still getting the matches and some experience as well.
Correct. Well, which I was already, like I told you guys before, I was already into the wrestling scene. I already had the idea of what to do in the ring. I just needed to be taught correctly and, being taught how to really, perform in a live audience. You know what I'm saying? So, I was already there. I just needed a little pip step, a little kick in the butt, and I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? No. So, yeah.
And Alpha's probably the best person that I've met for a little kick in the butt from time to time.
So let me tell you, there's a lot of stories with the Samoan family, man, and I'm grateful to be there. And sometimes it's hard, and a lot of people can't take the Samoan training. I've met a lot of guys that came and just came a day or a week, and they texted me back saying, "Oh, I can't take this. This is too much for me. I can't do this. Oh, you have fun with that." I said, "Oh, I will, because you want to know why? The toughest training will make you the toughest man. It will make you the smartest man." So I'm grateful to be with the Samoans and Alpha.
Absolutely. So the third question that he had in that group of questioning was, what match did you have that you were like, okay, this is where I'm here?
There's a couple matches. I mean, but the one match that really, lit a fire under my ass. I'm sorry if I'm not able to curse, but
you can say anything you want. Even hate
match,
speech, and we'll edit it.
We'll make it look good.
Okay, good. Please. I don't need any hateful messages.
Nope. You're good, brother. We got you.
But the match the match that I sent you guys is probably one of the matches that lit a fire under my ass, and that's Sean Maluda. And it wasn't even like a long match. It was about, 5 to 10 minutes, and it taught me a lot to be in a ring with a star like him. He was in the cruiserweights. He was part of WWE at a time, and having that opportunity to wrestle that man was a great opportunity. It taught me some things that I never knew I was able to be taught. So definitely Sean Maluda. And a lot of people won't know this guy. But one of my first good matches in the battlefield, it was probably like my third or fourth match. It was against a guy named Arsene Kruger.
Yeah.
Being able to go one-on-one and toe-to-toe with somebody that's so athletic, and it was a great match. I had fun in that match, and I feel like I've learned the pacing myself, and matching myself up with somebody else that has the athleticism like Arsene Kruger. It felt good. I think that's one of the matches as well.
My introduction to Arsene Kruger, we were at Battleground Championship Wrestling in Philadelphia, and he tagged with the Philadelphia Playboy as what was the Chippendale dancer gimmick
name. It was awesome.
So beforehand, I'm shooting the shit with him. We're having a nice conversation. He comes out with roses to hand out to the crowd, and we're up in the front. And he actually handed me a rose, and I did one of these to like play to the crowd. It was hilarious. A great guy.
Playboy's a great guy. He might be hated as much as he's hated, but behind the scenes, he's a great guy. Really warm-hearted. Love the guy.
So you said you got into training and you really kind of need just a little kick. That you kind of felt like you were already there. What kind of got you there? Because there's guys that get into training and it takes them a long time. What gave you that little advantage where you felt like you only needed a little bit to kind of go?
Being open-minded and like I said, being with the Samoans, those guys will work your ass off. And if you're coming there to get trained, you're going to be trained. And if you can't be trained, you do not belong in this company or this business, nothing like that, because you have to be coachable. It's eyes open, ears open, mouth shut, always. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've learned being with Alpha. I've had my fair share of mistakes, my fair share of attitudes, and that's what everybody has those moments, and that's how we grow up and we learn from it. But like I said, having that Samoan training behind me, having Alpha behind me, and yo, let's go. You're better than this. You're better than this. Having that consistent, support, with Alpha is definitely the main reason where I am right now.
Yeah, when we were at Fight for the Heart, we had a table set up and we did a little giveaway of Gary Wolf's signed book. I actually talked to Alpha about you. I was like, hey, I really enjoyed RJ, like seeing him in the ring and everything, and he had nothing but good things to say about you. So
yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, I hope so. I mean, I wish it's always good. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm thankful. I'm thankful for Alpha. Thankful for all the guys that come around with Alpha and help with training, like Luca Brasi, Casey Navarro. We had seminars like a lot of seminars. We had D'Lo Brown. We had what's his name? We had David Richards. We had Brian Kendricks. We had oh my God, there's so many I can't even remember. They'll hit me in the face.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Actually, one time I thought Brian Kendrick was going to try to fight me, but we'll go ahead and pass on that one.
I had fun with Brian Kendricks. When we ran the seminar with him, I was his partner. So everything that he showed the class, he did it with me, and
nice.
I was really honored, and that was something that also gave me a little boost. Like having someone that's been in that scene and been in that WWE and then around the professional companies, like telling them, hey, yo, I see a lot of me in you. That means a lot. And I didn't know how to act at that time, but now I would give him a big hug and tell him I love him, because that's great.
There's a very small percentage of wrestling fans that go into pro wrestling. What made you fall into that percentage?
So, growing up, my family used to run a little backyard company, and they used to wrestle on a trampoline. I mean, I think everybody has done it once.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe about like 4, 5, 6, I grew up into watching them. And I was in school one day, and I was getting sent home from school telling the teachers to suck it, because I used to watch DX. I used to do the Hardy Boys, and I used to get expelled all the time from it. And then it just grew on me, and I looked at my father and I said, hey man, I think this is what I really want to do. I don't want to be a fan. I don't want to be on the other side of the guardrail. I want to be inside the guardrail for the people cheering me. And I think that's really where it just sparked me, and I wanted to be a wrestler, man. And there's nothing else to it. And I've dedicated my life to it. There's nothing else. I don't think I have a backup plan right now. So being on the table right now is kind of hurting me. I'm out of work. I'm out of everything. So just this is what I want, and this is what I'm gonna get. No matter how long it takes, I will get it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I mean, hard work pays off. So you take no days off, is what they say, right?
Absolutely. And I've been lifting every single day, even if I can't go to the gym. I bought dumbbells on eBay for 50, $60, and I've been doing those at home. So I didn't slow down.
I understand. I got 2 dumbbells that I meet up with every Wednesday.
Yeah.
One's not here right now, but
yeah. So before we got on, you kind of talked about your injury. You kind of want to talk about it a little bit to everybody else and kind of fill them in on kind of what happened and what that rehab kind of looks like?
It's kind of rough to talk about. It hurts me. But you know, I don't let it, but I'm going to talk about it because, you know, I have to, you know, I can't just let it always be behind closed doors. So we were at the anniversary show for the Battlefield Pro Wrestling, and I was having a triple threat match with Junie Underwood and Jordan Oliver. 2 great athletes, 2 rising stars in the independent scene right now. And I had a lot of pressure on me. And, you know, things happen in wrestling. Everybody knows that. Accidents happen. You know, it's wrestling. We're putting our bodies on the line. We're throwing each other around. We're slamming each other around. We're doing all these things that could potentially get us hurt. I did a move that I do every match, and it's crazy. I do the move every match. I did a springboard moonsault to the outside, and I ended up landing on my foot the wrong way. And I broke the navicular bone in my foot, and now I got surgery the next day after that show, literally the next morning, and I have 6 screws and a plate in my foot now, and I have about 6 to 9 months for recovery, full-on recovery. This is the good news. I will be walking. February 24th is when I can start fully walking. And that's about 6 weeks away. My doctor told me yesterday that I can start fully walking then, and then from there, it's on me. You know, it's how I progress and how I continue to feel comfortable on how I do everything. So I gave myself until July to really fully be back in the ring and start performing again.
So when you do come back in July, I don't want to ruin any surprises. Do you have anything on the horizon that you might want to share? If not, don't do it. It's fine.
There's a lot of things in the books right now, a lot of things in the making. Got a lot of new gear coming. Got other things that are new coming, and I'm just going to keep it at that.
Okay, that's fair. So let's steer it into some fun questions here. For instance, who's your favorite all-time wrestler? That's an easy one.
I got multiple. I got Amazing Red. I love AJ Styles. I love Christopher Daniels. Of course, John Cena, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Man, there's a bunch. I don't even know. I like Tawaza. I don't even know his name. Tozawa. Yeah, I always get his name mixed up. And I like Otis. I like Otis, the big guy. I love him. And that's really my main guys I really like to watch. I mean, I like Randy Orton. I like Edge. I like Cody Rhodes, but you know, he's really kind of getting mediocre right now. I hope he turns heel. He had a great heel run in Impact Wrestling, and I would like to see him on heel again. And that's really it. I really don't. But my main guys is definitely AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and Amazing Red are my top 3.
Well, we have an interview lined up with a man who has actually just started wrestling here within the last year and a half, and he's trained with Amazing Red. So we're looking forward to that one as well.
That's awesome. Okay, awesome.
So other questions. I know this is another one I like to ask in the interviews just because I think it's a fun question. If you personally could choose one professional wrestler that has passed away in a dream match against one current active wrestler, what would that match be for you?
Owen Hart.
It's a recurring theme for us.
Owen Hart versus Grayson Waller.
That's interesting.
That is.
See what I'm saying?
Why that would be a good match, but why do you pick Grayson Waller in that situation?
Grayson Waller is a great wrestler. I don't care what anybody says. And a lot of people don't like Grayson Waller. And I think he's really, really underlooked. And the fact that he's with the New Day now, I think he's with the New Day. I don't really keep up with the WWE right now as much. I only watch the PLEs. Okay. I feel like they're really underusing him. But yeah, I would like to see Grayson Waller versus Owen Hart. I don't know why. I can't give you the reason why, but I think that would be a really good match.
I agree. I think it would be great. I'm a big fan of Grayson Waller. I loved what they were doing with the A-Town Down Under. I loved him in NXT, just the arrogance, and he seems like he really is a cocky guy in person, but also funny at the same time. I enjoy his work.
I met him once, and it was at like a fan expo type of thing, and he's an all around a great guy. I had like a whole 10-minute conversation with him. He's a good guy, and I would love to meet him again, and I would love to wrestle him. You know, I would put him over.
So you said earlier that you kind of grew up around wrestling in your family. What kind of wrestling did you grow up watching other than your actual family? Like, what did you kind of put on the TV? What was on where you grew up, and what were you kind of growing up on?
Well, obviously, I was born in 2001, the 2000 era. I did watch a lot of the WWF. I did watch a lot of the ECW era. And then there was that 2005 to 2010 era when Cena, Batista, Randy, Edge, you know, The Undertaker and Triple H, all those guys were like the main guys. Like that era was my era. But if I would, you know, take a remote and as a kid and turn on the TV, I would go look at ECW, man. ECW was the shit. You know, I love the energy, the crowd. Like that is a wrestling crowd. No matter what people say, ECW was a wrestling crowd. You know, I remember back when I was about 5 or 4, they used to have shows near me down at this Kingston Armory. And my uncles, my dad, my grandfather used to bring old house hardware, like kitchen sinks, you know, cooking pans, you know, guitars. They would just bring that. You're able to bring your own weapon and give it to the ECW, and they would use that in the matches. And I thought that was incredibly cool. And yeah, but ECW is mainly like the thing I would turn on and watch.
So ECW was a big deal for us. Actually, the first interview that we booked with anybody was Gary Wolf, Pitbull 1. And it was really, really fun for us. It was kind of like a shock and awe moment for us because, you know, we were just starting out our podcast. And I mean, we're huge wrestling fans. We're very personable guys, but that was kind of like, oh, wow, this is a opportunity to talk to somebody that we actually grew up watching. Like it has one of my favorite matches of all time, the dog collar tag match with Raven and Richards, the Pitbulls. It was out of control. It was one of my favorite matches of all time in wrestling. So that was very, very cool.
With that being said, do you have some go-to matches? If there's a match that you're going to put on, like, oh, I can put this on. Everybody has their match go-to. What's yours?
JBL versus John Cena in that Falls Count Anywhere match.
Badass match. He believes buckets.
That was probably the match I would put on if I'm going to show someone wrestling.
I find it interesting. We've interviewed people from a lot of age ranges because we're in our 40s. You know, you're actually my son's age, which is kind of crazy. And then we've interviewed people a little older than us. And I find it interesting that there's like a, 5 to 10 year range in our lives that's our go-to, and it's really based on the era that we're in. Like, cause you grew up, like, cause you mentioned some of your favorite people, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, TNA guys, right when you were kind of coming into it, So I find it interesting that's what we always go back to is nostalgia. You know what I mean? Like, what it's all about.
Wrestling. That was wrestling then.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like wrestling now just turned into, I can't really, I'm never going to talk down on it because, wrestling was always bound to change. It's for social media now. It's for the networking. And back then we didn't have this social media network like we do now. You know what I'm saying? So, when we go back to those days, it's the straight nostalgia. That was wrestling. That was when you recorded on demand and wake up the next morning after school and, oh, I'm going home to watch this pay-per-view. I'm going home to watch this and going home to watch that. You know what I'm saying? Like, those were the days that you look forward to something instead of going on your phone and be like, oh, I want to watch this match. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot more excitement back then to watch wrestling than now.
So for us, when we were younger and our exciting range, I would say it was probably the mid to late 90s is where we were locked in. We grew up as children with Hogan, but we had, luckily, in our hometown of Allentown, we had BC Bumps and Bruises, Bud Carson training facility there in Allentown. And he also had a store where he would trade tapes and sell tapes.
Big tape trader.
That was our thing. We would go get tapes of just random stuff that we never even heard of or saw before. And he and I would meet up. We've been friends since the 6th grade, and we're in our 40s now. So we would meet up, and he'd be like, I got this new tape. And I'm like, well, guess what? I have one too. And that's just what we would do. We watch wrestling and talk smack. I mean, that's awesome. Kind of what we're still doing today, but
that's awesome. Hey, you're doing it now more professional. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So what was your kind of like nerd thing growing up? Ours was like tape trading and stuff. Did you kind of have like a wrestling thing you did? Was it figures? Was it cards? Did you have kind of something like that?
It was figures. I was really fascinated by the little wrestling rings, being able to, like, I used to get the wrestling rings and get like a couple different wrestling rings and mix them all up. I would take parts off the other one, put it on that one, put it on the other one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would get a SmackDown ring and put Raw ropes on them or ECW ropes on them. It was just, wrestlers were my thing. And when they came out with the first Hell in a Cell action figure set, dude, I was fascinated. I wish I still had it to this day, but I lost it in a big move that I had when I was younger. But man, if I was able, I think one day I'll be able to collect figures again and, really, do that thing again. But right now, I think I'm just trying to get my own figure. That's what my big deal is right now. I want to become a figure,
We're gonna make that shit happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? Yeah. Every time I go into Walmart, I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna tell them I'm looking for the RJ Carnage figure.
You guys know where it's at?
Where is it?
Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate that.
We're gonna make it happen.
That would be awesome.
So was wrestling the only thing in wrestling that you wanted to do, or was there anything other than the wrestling side, like managing, announcing, possibly writing, or was it always like, I want to be a wrestler?
It was mainly, I always wanted to be a wrestler. I mean, hey, like, if there was ever a situation where I couldn't wrestle or I was incapable to wrestle, of course, like, that's where we come to a school like AFA's. He trains refs, he trains managers, he trains announcers, he helps you learn everything around the business. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting behind the scenes and I'm learning everything behind the business right now. And that's what I wouldn't say is a perk for being on the shelf, but at the end of the day, like, that is all I can do right now is sit back, learn, and just watch. Being able to sit, like, these last couple of shows, I've been in the fans. I've been a fan. I've been sitting there cheering on my guys, booing my guys, and it feels good. Being able to actually sit there and watch the product other than being the product, and it helps. And I think a lot of wrestlers take that for granted. If you really want to learn everything around the business, I feel like you have to, at least one time in your entire career need to, be able to learn the product by watching the product. Because, it's a big thing, and it's helped me to understand a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I think over the course of this, like I said before we start the stream, I became more humble than I've ever have been in my entire life. I'm not going to lie. I've been cocky, I've been arrogant, and a lot of people don't see it because, I don't really try to show that side of me, but I was cocky, I was angry, arrogant, I had a little high of an ego, you know what I'm saying? And having this moment and I think this was just God telling me, like, yo, take a step down, revisualize everything and just take a break. Really realize where you are, and I think God just wants me to plant my feet more and, being a little bit more humbled, and I'm grateful for that, and I think it's getting me somewhere. So definitely.
A saying I like to say to a lot of people is, you have the ability to count, but you don't have accountability. And just hearing you say that right now, it shows that you're holding yourself accountable for previous actions. And that is the first step into growing into a better professional, a better person overall. So kudos to you for that. I mean, that is the first step. I've made many mistakes in my life, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm not going to stop making mistakes, but I'm going to learn from every mistake that I do make.
And so that's what I live by. You know, you learn from your mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you can't learn.
100%. Here's another fun question I always like to ask people is, we're looking at anybody in the entire world. What is your dream match? Somebody that you wish that you could wrestle.
You make that question sound so easy to answer, and it's hard to answer.
Oh, it's definitely hard. There's so many great talents out there, but I mean, everybody has probably top 5 people that they love to wrestle. Shoot one of them out there.
Bubba Ray.
Okay.
I've watched Bubba Ray. Obviously, you know, Team 3D. I've watched Bubba Ray, and I watched him growing up, and he's very arrogant in his character, and I feel like that can get me a little over, versing that type of Bubba Ray. And I've watched him in this on this, and I don't know if this reality show,
LFG or something.
LFG, yeah. And I just watching him, and I mean, I can't tell you if that's real or not, but it seems fucking real. Like that man, he's very arrogant, very straightforward, no coverage. It's straight blunt, and he tells you how it is, and I love that. And a lot of people need that, and that's another reason why I would like to have a match with him. And it could still happen. You think about it, he's still working. He can still do it. He can still go. Bubba Ray, if you see this, man, I'm always open to get my ass whipped by you. I'm always open.
You bring him up. It's a good point. I always bring up, like, Jericho's a good example. He's wrestled in the 90s, the 2000s, the 10s, and the 2020s. Yep. Bubba's doing the same thing, and nobody's talking about that.
No.
The guy's wrestled over 4 decades.
Yeah, and that's like, I mean, obviously, I think the Hardy Boys are just getting that recognition about that, and I think, when they had that Team 3D versus the Hardys match, I think that's really where it's starting to, people are starting to realize that, Bubba is really still going. And he still can, you know what I'm saying? And I just watched him wrestle Zilla Fatu in that House of Glory, and he beat Zilla, and he held the World Heavyweight champion there, and that was a great match, and what, he's almost 50, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's almost 50 years old, and he's moving like that, man. Kudos to Bubba, bro. Kudos to Bubba. Zilla, he made Zilla look like $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying Zilla didn't make him look good either. But I'm just saying,
I know what you mean. Yeah. I think that's what Bubba does so well. He understands his role. You know what I mean? Like, I think a guy like that has wrestled baby, he's wrestled heel, he's wrestled tag, he's wrestled solo. I think he's someone that he understands his role in the match. Even if he's going over, he knows he's going to get Zillow over. I mean, you just the way you talked about that match, you essentially were putting Zillow Fatu over more than Bubba, you know what I mean? Because of how he does it, you know what I mean? Are there other guys that you've kind of met along the way that are kind of like him? Like, because you said you've had seminars with, maybe you thought of some more guys, but like D-Lo, and like you got to work with Alpha. Are there any other guys that really have, had an impression on you?
Marty Jannetty. I'm trying to think. I still can't think. There's a lot of seminars we had. Marty's a good guy. Marty taught me some old 80s, 90s, classical chain wrestling, and that's where I get my little chain from, the little unique pins. But like, I think the really ones that really hit me the most were D'Lo Brown and Brian Kendrick. So those seminars really hit me the most. And I just had my last seminar I just had was with Ace Austin. I know that doesn't really refer to the question that you asked me, but
I like Ace Austin.
Ace Austin is part of the Samoan training. He came from where I'm started. So,
Yep.
having that seminar with him was really a pleasure too. But like I said, Brian Kendricks and D'Lo Browns are the ones that really hit me the most. I had a little, I did like the half a seminar with Davey Richards. I came in at the end, but it's those two, like I said before, were probably the most that really hit me, and I've learned the most from.
I can see it though too, because the way Brian Kendrick wrestles and the way you wrestle, I can see that you did take and learn some things from him. And now that you say Marty Jannetty as well, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You have that same kind of in-ring prowess of those two guys. Similar style, but different at the same time.
Yeah. I try to be different.
Well, that's what we all try to be, obviously. I have a couple more fun ones. I'm going to preface this with saying it's not that you don't like this wrestler, but who's somebody that you just love to hate in wrestling when you're as a fan?
Rico Gold.
That's fair.
Respectfully, that's my brother from another mother. I love his family. His family's very caring, very, very utmost respect for those guys. But I hate Rico Gold. I like Rico, but I hate Rico Gold.
I was thinking it was going to be D Savage for some reason. That's what I thought your answer was going to be.
So listen, we're gonna kayfabe's a thing, man, and D Savage is probably the guy that's been there for me the most during this injury. He calls me every single day, and you wouldn't even think of it. He calls me every single day. He checks up on me. We have conversations on the phone. That was my gym partner. We were going to the gym every single day. But yeah, I love D. No matter what, I like booing him too, but I love D. That's like my brother.
So from my experiences going to Battlefield, there's a lot of cool people that are there. I mean, just alone, you that night when I brought my daughter to see Built Different, you and Jimmy Conway both went out of your way to make sure to say hello to me and my children, which we greatly appreciate, and that made her night. She was so happy. She was like, "Oh my gosh, wrestlers are talking to me." Little 6-year-old. She was so pumped. And I just wanted to say thank you to you and to Jimmy Conway for that. It was very awesome of them. And then we also had the chance to sit next to Bud Carson during the show, which made it even better because Bud Carson is somebody I grew up knowing. I have friends with his son growing up, and he has so much knowledge, and he's just such a brilliant mind that he's over there dropping gems to my son who's 13. So it was a really great experience for my family to be there, and then it also gave us the opportunity to get to Fight for the Heart, where we had met Cody's dad and stepmom, or mom and stepdad. I'm sorry. So it was really nice, and then Tiny Tim's the man too, by the way.
Oh, Tiny Tim is funny. Speaking on introducing, saying hi and stuff, I do that every show. If I'm going to be a performer, before every single show, I go around the whole arena and I say hello and I introduce myself if I don't know them, and I tell them, I hope you enjoy the show, and I'll see you after the show and stuff. I always do that no matter what, because they're taking time. You guys are taking time out of your days, and you're coming to see a show of guys that, are really trying to make a name for themselves. And we graciously appreciate you guys coming and buying a ticket. That's the utmost thing that we appreciate. So at least the most I can do is just come introduce myself, say hello, and then enjoy the show. And that's what I do. Every single show, I always do that.
And honestly, that's another good way to get people to look at your previous work or want to come see you in the future as well. If I interact with a wrestler, there's certain people that I've interacted with that I don't ever want to watch anything they've ever done again because of the way they acted. Yep. They try to Hollywood you and big time you, and you don't want to. I don't want to deal with your stuff. Right. I won't say any names, but it rhymes with Sandman. Now there's other people that you meet who are up and coming, like Arson Kruger, for instance, who you spoke on earlier. I met that guy. He was so cool to me. The next day I went out and I watched his matches. I was looking for his stuff because he was just a really, really good guy. So keep doing it. It's going to get more eyes on you. It's going to give you more opportunities for people to go on and sub to your YouTube. Please plug your stuff too, by the way. Let's hear your YouTube channel. Let's hear your any social medias that you'd like to put out there.
So speaking of social media, I just started streaming on Twitch this last few days.
Nice.
I'm actually starting to game a little bit. So my Twitch stream is REAL RJ Carnage. So it's real RJ Carnage is my Twitch. My Instagram is RJ Carnage. My Facebook's RJ Carnage, and my my YouTube is RJ Carnage. All RJ Carnage. Nothing too different other than my Twitch. I put the real RJ Carnage on there just to, if anybody tries to, copy me, you can see that it's actually me. But other than that, yeah, that's really it. I don't really have anything else. I don't deal with Twitter. I think there's a lot of too explicit things on there that I do not like. Oh, sorry, it's X now. I don't like X. I don't like that. I don't like that app. There's I see a lot of shootings on there and a lot of gory stuff, and I just don't like dealing with that stuff, so I stay away from X. But yeah, RJ Carnage on all platforms.
Beautiful. I'm
going to kind of reel it back into wrestling. Let's talk about the name, RJ Carnage. Where'd you come up with it? Was it your original name? Let's talk about that.
Matter of fact, it is my original name. So it was me and my buddy. When I used to wrestle in the backyard, we were just starting. We were just trying to figure out what to name me, because I was just named RJ at the time, and I looked at him. I think that's a little too bland. I need something that's gonna fit me. It's gonna make me be able to walk onto different paths, and people actually look at me. And I looked at him. I said, RJ Carnage. It's a little different, but maybe it can work. And from there, dude, it just stuck. It just stuck to me like a glue to a piece of paper. And it hasn't even. I didn't think it was gonna go this far, because a lot of people said to me like, "Yo, that's just an indie name. That's a yarder name. That's this name." I'm like, you know what? It doesn't. No matter what name it is, it all depends on what you make it. And then I think that's what I'm rolling with, and I think it can get me to the big leagues as long as. I think one day, yes, it's obviously going to change. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's name changes at least once if you're going to sign a contract. And if they want you to change your name, you're going to change your name, no matter what. But I feel like this one's going to stick for a pretty long time. I really do. I have a really great feeling about it.
Good. I like it. I think it rolls off the tongue well. It's decisive. Like, who you're talking about. It's. You know what I mean? It's not one of those ones that you can mix up with somebody else.
Like, also, like another example, like look at Casey Navarro. Like, that's different. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
extremely talented guy.
Yeah, I love him. And that's another guy that's been checking up on me every other week or when he can. He's a busy guy. He's also going through recovery himself. So and him reaching out to me as much as he has so far it means a lot to me. He's me and him had like 30-40 minute conversations on the phone, and it means a lot to even hear from somebody like that. And he tells me a lot. He gives me a lot of advice, and I just want to thank you, Nick. Thank you, Casey. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
So when you named yourself RJ Carnage and you said you just came up with it,
yeah.
In my original thoughts, I know what your real name is. So that's where I can get the RJ. Makes sense. Carnage, I thought maybe you were a Spider-Man fan, and that's where you got it from.
I don't know if you can see the little posters on my wall, but here, I'll flip it around.
Okay. It makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm a big Spider-Man fanatic, man. I've always loved Spider-Man my whole entire life. I have there's the four little posters there that are Spider-Man as well. But yeah, I've always been a Spider-Man fan, so that's mainly what it's from, mainly how I came up with it.
Yeah.
So
makes sense. And Carnage is a badass word.
And
we always have the discussion. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. If y'all don't know, Carnage is like with a K. I just put the C.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's my thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not really copyright. You know what I'm saying? But what were you gonna say?
I said there's certain words that are just badass words. We have a discussion all the time. What sounds worse, murder or manslaughter?
Manslaughter sounds worse.
Manslaughter sounds way worse, but it's technically not.
Yeah.
It's just
not.
There's certain words that's hit.
So what's your finish now? And was that originally your finish? Like your name was originally your name?
You're talking about my finisher, correct? Just to be on the
Yep.
same page here.
Yeah.
So it's always been the 450. Always.
Okay. Cool.
I've always before I got my injury, I've been practicing a 630. I hit it once, but it's kind of sketchy. So
Yeah.
I stuck with the 450, and that's always been a thing because I've obviously watched AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels. They did the 450 in their times, and I can do that. I can do that. We're gonna do that. There was times where I had a moonsault as a finisher,
Okay.
from the top rope. But it's mainly always been the 450.
So how long do you think it took you in practicing doing a 450 until you were able to actually hit it the way you like to?
I just did it, and that's how I
Just
like
automatic.
and that's not even me being cocky. That's just the truth. Like
Yeah.
I looked at the move. I'm like, yeah, I can do this. So get me into a ring. I've been doing it on a trampoline, outside the trampoline. I can do it if I can get into a ring. Once I get into the ring, I took off, dude. Like it was like I was meant to do this. So I immediately, I'm doing the 450. As soon as I get into that ring, 450, and it just happened.
Nice. So we kind of talked earlier, again, off camera, about maybe a little bit earlier about backyard wrestling. You did some backyard wrestling. We did a little bit too when we were like real young. Were you bumping on the grass, or are you talking about trampolines?
Both. It was grass. It was trampolines. It was concrete. It was all of it, dude. Like we were, like, it's not really like a lot of people say like, oh, it's not backyard wrestling is not that good. You can't really brag about backyard wrestling. But hey, man, like, I wouldn't never be where I am if I never had a taste of it from the real backyard. I always look back at my backyard days, and I thank myself for even trying it, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I always take that into big gratitude.
Yeah, we're former backyard wrestling tag champs.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
he's like 6'3", and I'm like barely 5'6", so the 3D was our jam.
We would do the 3D.
Yeah. But dude, that's why I asked, because like bumping in the grass and like just wrestling with your friends and getting a feel, do you think that's why a month of training was enough for them to be like, you know what, I think this guy can probably have a match?
It's part of it. Because we always had the great ideas to do certain moves, to learn certain stuff. It's not like, obviously in the backyard I wasn't trained, so it was just a bunch of mess sometimes, But like we were having fun, and just having fun and still being open to learn certain stuff. It definitely motivated me to go to a school, and that's when I looked up office school. And I drive an hour every single week, 3 times a week to go training, and not a lot of people would do that. So. I was committed, and I've been doing it for the last 4 years now, and I'm grateful that I even started. So definitely that's one of the reasons why. Yes.
So you also mentioned that your family ran a backyard wrestling outfit. So that makes me interested. Was your dad or any other family members wrestlers?
Yeah, my dad was a wrestler. He was actually called Inmate. My uncle, which he still actively wrestles at a backyard wrestling in Maryland. He goes by Cyrus. And then I have another uncle that is he's part of it as well, and he goes by Casey James. So definitely, yeah, they're still a part of it. And if you ever want to, go back and look on YouTube. Just type in BCW and you'll see it. Type in BCW Cyrus. You'll find all the matches from 2007, 2006, 2008. You'll see them. They're hilarious, and it's in my grandmother's backyard. It was awesome.
That's got to be really funny.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm gonna go over to grandma's, and grandma's gonna make me some cookies, and I'll just step out back and watch this backyard wrestling brawl.
No cookies. She hated it. She hated it.
So we have a couple of more questions before we get to our match that we have up. And with that, if you're throwing on some wrestling now, what are you watching? It doesn't have to be current. Just like if you're going to sit down, I'm like, man, I just want to throw on some wrestling. What are you watching?
I'm not gonna lie. I've been watching a lot of, like 2011 Survivor Series, 2010 Royal Rumbles, just stuff that a lot of moves that people don't do now. I can just, I'm gonna take that move. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna bring it back. Just that's probably the days I would probably put on right now. Um, I mean, there's some times where I do watch the current wrestling. I do. A lot of people will say this because that's just what people watch wrestling for. But I think a lot of the women wrestling have really they engaged, and I like it. There wasn't a lot of women wrestling the way there is now, I'm gonna say this as much utmost respectful as possible. I think guys like certain fans really like they how do I put this in a nice, respectful way? They
They
sexist wrestling
specialize it too
now.
much.
Yeah, sexualize it too much, and I don't like that. And I don't think that should be the way women wrestling should be looked at. I mean, at the end of the day, they're human beings as well, and they're there to perform as much as men as well are as well. And don't get me wrong, yes, a lot of the women wrestlings they are great. You know what I'm saying? But don't look at them like that. They're just as performers as men as we are. So so that's I mean I like the women wrestling right now. I do like
The best
Stephanie
it's ever been.
Vicor. Yeah, I like Stephanie Vicor. I like Rhea Ripley. But I love Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss. I love those guys. And also seeing AJ Lee come back into the mix with these newer women wrestlers, it's really good to see. Like Trish Stratus came back too. Like it's good to see those older wrestlers come back and really make a connection with these newer female wrestlers. But
And
like I
still
said,
able to do it as well as
yeah,
they were back then. Because Trish Stratus, it doesn't even look like she lost a step. She was still just as good as she was back then.
yeah.
It's funny you say that too. You bring up the women's wrestling. We just did an episode. We haven't posted it yet, but we did an episode dedicated.
Tonight.
We're dropping it tonight, actually. That is dedicated to women's wrestling, where the
Awesome.
three of us sat here and just talked about the state of women's wrestling and our views on it, starting from pretty much the
80s
the
all the way
80s
through.
up. Very
And
interesting episode.
Speaking of women wrestling, we just met. There was Velvet Sky was at the Battlefield,
Oh, it's
and
fantastic.
she's bringing women wrestling back into the Battlefield, and she is the utmost great person I've ever met. And I never thought she would be this up. She signed my crutch. She signed my
Yeah,
crutch.
that's cool.
So that's awesome. Watching. Like I said, the TNA days, the Beautiful People were a good tag team. And I told her that, and it was crazy because I never thought I would be able to meet these wrestlers, and it's awesome. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely cool, and it's very unique to have her at the Battlefield now. So
There's another question I have that it's going to be prefaced with something that we're doing in every one of our interviews. So we ask every person that we interview to ask us a question to ask our next interview. So our last interview was with a gentleman named Joe Monroe out of Kentucky. He's a friend of the show. He's a former wrestler. Now he does commentary. He has a bunch of different things going on with his podcast where
he's a good brother.
He's really awesome. His question to ask, and we don't tell anybody who our next interview is. It's just you to ask a question. His question was, what made you fall in love with this crazy thing that we call wrestling?
a lot of things. I don't like working 9 to 5s. 9 to 5 suck. Um, a lot of people have their stories, and they're really similar. And growing up, I didn't have much. I didn't have a silver platter. There's times where I've lived on peanut butter and jellies, and cereal and Pop Tarts, and I didn't. It just made me think about what can I do with something that I love so much and really make something out of it. And I've always told myself that wrestling would get me out of that. And that's really the main reason why I don't want to struggle anymore. And I want to be able to do something I love and make a living out of it and have fun while doing something I love. And that's probably the main reasons why I fell in love with wrestling, and that's why I'm sticking to it.
I love that because you metaphorically and actually are fighting out of something.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with the setup there, go ahead, RJ, give us a question for our next interview. What question would you like our next interview to answer? And I also did tell, I'm sorry to interrupt. I also did tell Joe, it doesn't have to be wrestling. We prefer it to be wrestling because we're a wrestling podcast, but it could be anything.
It's going to be a wrestling question. If wrestling wasn't the option for that person, for you, what would the option be? What would the path you would go down other than wrestling?
Great question. And I think our next interview, it will be a good question for that person.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see it. So
it'll be cool.
Great.
So again, we do a segment called Lit Match for everybody out there. And essentially what you do is you go to whatever we're doing. So we're on YouTube. We searched up RJ Carnage and I just put verse and just started to bring stuff up. So there's a lot of stuff that comes up.
Want me to start the video while you start the video?
Yeah, I'll give you some time to bring it up, and then when I tell you to, I'll have you hit play, and you'll watch along with us.
All right, let me turn on my PC here behind you guys.
Yeah, you're good, man. Take your time. But we're on. So I'll give the spoiler right now. We're watching you versus Ox Adams.
No, I don't really like the match, but yeah, I'm excited to watch it.
All right, I just stopped on it because he was a bigger guy, and I was like, all right, we're gonna watch it. Sorry, it's one you don't like. Oh,
it's okay. It's okay. It's
our show.
It's not that I don't
something you like.
No. It's not that I didn't like it. It's just not one of my favorites. There's a little hiccups in matches like that, and but we cleaned it up. It looked good. It was a quick 5-minute match, and that was a debut I think it was at FWA, I believe.
Okay. You wrestled Phil Insane. I was gonna put that one on.
Oh, yes, I will. I love that match.
All right, then we're watching it. Do that one. Let's go. I like hardcore shit anyway, so I'm for it.
Yeah, dude, I got my ass whooped, but I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Word. All right. Oh, we called an audible. We're called something more badass.
That's all right. I'd actually watched this match twice.
Cool.
So
have you? There you go.
I've watched this match twice. As soon as I saw on your social media, RJ, that you were wrestling Phil Insane, I said, oh, okay. My interactions with RJ, I loved it. I have to watch this because Phil Insane, he's insane.
Yeah, it's probably one of the toughest matches I've ever had was with Phil Insane. Definitely.
Perfect. I feel much better going to this one then. We called an audible, and I'm glad we did.
And listen, utmost respect for Ox Adams. He's up and coming right now. He's doing well. He's been doing some work with the WWE guy, the Performance Center, and he's been doing it. He's been killing it up in the different countries. I think he was up in I don't know if it was England or something like that, but he was doing a lot of stuff right now. And kudos to him. Great guy.
We just watched a match. I mean, we were in person. Ox Adams wrestled Red. Why can't I think of his name? I'm so sorry. Big guy. Two big guys.
I don't remember. I'm glad that we called the audible. So while we do that again, RJ Carnage, thanks for coming on. Make sure you guys check him out. Find him everywhere. RJ Carnage. He made it easy. Just search up RJ Carnage and you'll find him. We found him on YouTube. There's a bunch of matches of his you can watch. You can follow him along, and he'll be back in the ring July before you know it, stronger than ever, ready to ride. Dropping 450s on y'all motherfuckers, all right?
I'll do it. Man, I'm excited to get back as soon as possible, dude. Let's see here.
If there's another RJ Carnage out there, stop with that shit. Change your fucking
knock
name.
it off.
You're not as cool as this RJ
This
Carnage.
one's better than you.
So we're going to set that shit straight real quick. You feel me? That shit's going to change real fast.
See, you don't even need to have an ego anymore. We got ego. We got all the ego you need over here.
What I'm saying?
I'm just going to let y'all do the talking, man.
Got you. So yeah, whenever you're ready, let us know. And then everybody out there, you want to follow along, go to YouTube, go to RJ Carnage Verse, and you can look it up. It's versus Phil Insane. It's Falls Count Anywhere match. It's about 12 minutes long on YouTube. We're just going to watch it along together. So I'll cue into it.
That's another one I want to watch. Him and JJ. I bet you that was a banger.
Once you get to it, they're gonna.
Are you on the link that I sent you? Are you on the link that I sent you, or on the full show?
I'm actually on YouTube.
On Battlefield's YouTube channel.
Yeah. There's two different ones. There's a regular, like it says Phil Insane versus RJ Carnage Battlefield Pro Wrestling
full match. I think it's like 12 minutes and 3 seconds.
Okay. So you're on the full show, I think.
Yep. So when you're good, let me know, and we'll get this rocking and rolling. It starts off hot and heavy. You guys are already in the ring going at it. This is going to be fun. By the way, before we get into this, real quick, too, again, everybody go to YouTube, full match, 12 minutes, 3 seconds. This is the first time we've done a live watch along and with a guy wrestling in the fucking match. That's cool. So we spoil you out there. We do. We're going to watch a match with a guy in the match. Badass. You're welcome.
And thank you.
I am ready.
All right, here we go. So everybody out there, you went through all the bullshit with YouTube. Sometimes there's a survey, sometimes there's a commercial. When I say hit play on 1, 2, 3, play.
Starts off with you in the corner, catching some flipper elbows here. And a chop, a big chop.
Chops, dude. Chops gotta suck, bro.
Yeah, they do. Trust me.
I believe it. Oh, fuck.
That's a rough bump right there.
Whoa, buddy.
When I tell you, I went through hell with him, man.
Yo, that was crazy.
Phil looks like the kind of guy like you see at the bar that you just stay away from.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with him.
Yeah, I fucked with him though.
Yeah, you did. Kudos to you, dude. Like, I wouldn't. Oh, dude.
And for people who just watch wrestling and don't really know, that you can't gimmick that ladder. Well,
you can, but that one isn't.
No, that one isn't.
That's
he
not.
He took that.
Like, I have something very similar in my shed currently now, dude.
So yeah, somebody went to Lowe's, picked that ladder up just to throw at RJ.
It was actually my ladder.
Oh,
there you go. See? Look at that.
He was like, "Hey, Phil, can you throw this at me?"
All right, real quick. This is lit really good. I like this. Just the way this looks. This looks really good.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that it's dark. Well, I don't like when it's too light. How do you feel about that? Sometimes it's a little too bright. I think the way it's dark and lit like that looks really cool, man.
Yeah, I think there's some events we had in the Battlefield that were really dark. But there's a lot of them that if you pay attention, we actually upgraded the lighting to become right into the middle of the ring. So
yeah, that's what
it was a big plus.
And that's at the Signature Center right there, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Lefts, good lefts, bro. Good punches.
Oh,
I love outside wrestling. I know some people are, they're either or. Like, you either like the outside and hardcore shit or not. What do you prefer? Do you prefer to have like a match inside? Oh my god, dude! Oh my god!
Did you watch me get dropped on my head?
Yeah, again. Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I blacked out in that match. Don't remember much.
Whoa!
That was a real tough bump there,
buddy. That's up there. That's up there with. I'm in my 40s. I've seen a lot of wrestling. That is sick. I don't think I've ever seen anybody take a suplex like that, man. That was nuts, bro.
Yeah, you probably see me hiding under the ring, hiding myself.
Yeah.
I was trying to recollect myself, bro. I blacked out.
Wow, man.
I thought I was bleeding. I was checking my head. I thought I was bleeding, but I wasn't. I wasn't bleeding.
You're going.
Oh, I was like, yeah, you can probably still see me checking myself.
Oh.
Into the and probably into the door I went.
Yep.
Still kicked out.
Still shoulder up. Yeah.
Still kicked out.
I was only
you
two.
See the guy right there talking shit to my dad, to Phil? That's my dad right there.
Oh, I love it. That's
Yeah.
fantastic, yo. Good shit, yo. He is. He was all up in his face. He's like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
understand.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
I also saw a friend of the show, Battlefield staff, Rob, off to the side with a concerned look on his face.
Yep. My dad gets a little too much into it, but hey, it's good. It's good for business.
I'm in fucking awe of that. That was insane. Not Phil insane. You were insane. That was nuts.
So you got a door manufacturer next door?
Oh, we had a lot of doors that day. We needed to get rid of some doors, and
No
Alpha
problem.
was like, yeah, we need to get rid of some doors.
We thought
Huckleberry.
maybe Ben's favorite band was Three Doors Down.
Hey, you never know. He does a lot of crazy things that you wouldn't expect.
So I didn't have to finish my question, dude. I'm sorry. Did you prefer matches like this, or would you prefer something in the ring, catch as can, something like that?
I sometimes a match like this is fine, because it shows that how much I can really deal with, and I feel like I showed everybody that I'm able to work a match like this, because nobody in the back room, nobody in the locker room would work a match with Phil like this.
Yeah.
So, being able to show like the potential and how far I would go to put on a show for these guys is amazing, and I feel like I did that part. Threw me over the guardrails.
You're bumping your fucking ass off for him, dude. Yo.
It's all those backyard days, man.
Yo. You can tell
sat right there.
Man, that was crazy. Whoa, there you go.
Right into the chairs, right?
Jeez.
There you go. Oh,
listen, Phil got some hands, bro. He can catch.
Yeah,
he's caught you twice.
Yeah, and my hand went right into the chair. I remember that day. I punched
the
chair. Yeah, I punched the chair and I jammed my finger so bad. There he goes, back on my dad, back at it with my dad. And you could see all the RJ Carnage shirts in that crowd, man. It was insane.
If this wasn't the main event, this needed to be. Was this the main event?
I kind of don't remember. I actually don't remember.
Well, it was, bro.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't remember half of this match.
After that bump on the outside,
I can imagine.
It makes sense.
Fuck.
Like right here, you'll see me crawling up with my leg on the ring. Right there, yeah. I'm looking around. I currently don't. I'm not in my head. Like I'm out. Yeah. Like I'm not there, dude. There was a trash can at me.
And then just boom, trash can's coming in.
Oh, of course.
A commercial? Are you getting a commercial right now?
I'll pause.
Fuck me. You'll get one at some point too.
No, I won't. I have no ads.
Oh, look at you. I have every other app on earth, but I won't pay for
YouTube.
No.
I don't pay for it.
I got a lot of kids, and I have every other app that I have to draw the line somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we all three of us. Francisco's not here. We have several kids. None of us can even pull out the driveway.
Hey, I'm kid free, and I'm gonna keep it that way for a long time.
Smart man. All right, we got 10 seconds to that. All right, so was that like your worst bump other than your foot breaking? Was that bump that you took in this match?
Landing on my head, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, you can hit play now.
So Phil's setting up the door in the corner. And he's coming with the ladder in the other corner. Oh, he's like, no, you know what? I won't put it in the corner. I'm just going to throw it off his back first.
Right on my back. Then sets it up in the corner.
Yeah, then.
Hold on. I mean, he was just testing its durability.
Oh,
I'm going to end up testing the durability of this trash can soon, so don't worry.
I had a feeling once you put it in the middle layer, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that doesn't look like fun.
Look, there's just so much shit going on. This is great.
And I was really punching him too.
Good. He deserved it after
Yeah.
dropping you on your head.
He's taking him too. Good for him. Boom! Good move.
He ate that, bro. Yeah, he ate that.
He really did.
I thought I had him. There.
Dude, he really ate it. Fuck, that was awesome.
You can see the look on my face. Like, oh, I thought I had him.
Yeah, you do have the facial expressions in your matches too, where you are definitely telling a story with your expressions.
For sure, dude. You can see it.
Yeah, that's what I try to mainly focus on. Oh, here comes the first bump through the door. Uh-oh.
God damn, bro. You are a fucking bumping machine. I need to light this back up. This is insane. This is crazy. I'm gonna end up rewatching this.
Oh,
this is definitely gonna happen, dude.
Like I said, I've watched this 2 times before this, and
This
still
match,
the bumps.
I feel like this match was overlooked. I don't know.
100%.
Well, I think
it wasn't talked about much after this.
a lot of people aren't into the hardcore wrestling, so people will overlook. Just because it's hardcore doesn't mean there's not.
Oh,
good stuff
this one, that hurt. He fell off him. It wasn't supposed to happen like that, and my nuts were stuck on the rope.
I would imagine where are they gonna go? it's your leg and your nuts are and a rope.
Oh, I got an ad. I actually got an ad. Wow.
See, all right, boom, I got you.
That's all right.
My dad must have not paid
this
for it.
in the match.
You know what? I look at it.
I'm back.
Are you back? All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Ready,
I was gonna say, I look at it this way. We got a Burger King ad, so that's good shit. You get a Burger King ad in the middle of your thing, man. I'm all right.
I had a GMC ad.
Even better.
Like a rock.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Chevy. I'm sorry.
When I fell onto those ropes, I had a brush burn. This might be a little too much for the hearing. I had a brush burn on my nuts for about almost a month.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, buddy. That's for the love of the game.
I had a really good run in my 20s where I had the same thing, but it was from totally different situations.
Dude, another one. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is where he puts me. Yep. Still kicks out.
Jesus Christ. Dude. Again, you're telling a great story. You're like, fuck this shit. I am not going down. He's starting to look pissed off. Like, what do I got to do? Again, this is the kind of shit that I love it, buddy. Love it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. This is it.
He's calling it.
For the second one.
The third one.
But, I kind of catch on
Love
to
it.
these games.
That was good, too. He ate it. Set himself up. Look at this.
Here we go.
Let's go.
I fixed it, kicked it a little bit.
You did.
There it is.
Oh, my God. Dude.
1, 2,
And gets
3.
the dub.
Look at
I
that shit.
I can officially say that I beat Phil Insane with 3 moves.
Yeah. And perseverance.
I gotta stand up.
Right. Perseverance, right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
That was fun. That's what it's all
was a good
about.
match.
Wrestling's about fun. You told a story. We have the sound down too. I'm sure we could have heard some great commentary.
I didn't even watch it with the sound.
Yeah, we never do. We like some matches you got to watch with sound. That didn't need sound. That was phenomenal, dude. Really good job.
Much.
You should be proud of that. No wonder you were like, yeah, put that one on.
Yeah, I'm really proud of this match, and I was very, very grateful to wrestle, Phil Insane, a guy like him, and being able to show my toughness and being able to share the ring with him because he's just a hardcore guy, and being able to show that I'm able to survive that type of match, it just shows I was able to show how tough I am, and I'm really grateful. Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Show how tough you are. Are you kidding? My God, I'm still like, dude. That's thank you for coming on. Thank you for watching the match with us.
Absolutely.
That's the most fun I've had doing Lit Match. We've been doing this almost a year, and that's probably the most fun I think I've ever had doing this. Was watching it with you.
Well,
Bro. So thanks for doing that. That was cool.
Yeah, really, because it adds another level of excitement to it, to know that you're the guy that we're watching taking those bumps, and you're right there.
I'm alive and well.
Yeah,
still alive.
I have a little
honestly,
loose screws.
That happened to me. I don't definitely. My clock would have been a little cuckoo after that one.
Yeah, no
I know
shit.
that for sure.
Yeah,
but all right,
definitely was a little clocked a little bit. I had to take 2 weeks off. Alpha forced me to take 2 weeks off.
Well, see, now that's good leadership as well.
Just seeing that, knowing take a couple weeks off. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah. But before we sign off, go ahead and plug your stuff again, man. Tell everybody where they can find you. Go ahead, man.
Hey, man. RJ Carnage on all platforms, man. Like you just saw I'm all over the Battlefield Pro Wrestling page there as well. You can find some matches on there. And man, hey, man, a follow on any platform would help. Possibly we'll follow you back depending on who you are, because I know there's a lot of crazies out there. But hey, man, I'm open to meeting new people and interacting with the fans and interacting with guys like you guys. And I really appreciate you guys having me on the show. I would love to do it again in the future. From now to then, you know what I'm saying? I love those type of comebacks onto podcasts. But again, thank you guys so much for having me, and I appreciate you guys so much. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys are doing great things out here. We need a lot more podcasts like you guys.
Thank you.
Other than that, man, I'm grateful. Thank you so much for even thinking of me, and it means so much to me. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
For sure. You were when we decided that we wanted to start doing interviews. You were one of the first people that came to my mind, just because of the interactions that we've had. I was like, he's a good guy. I think that we could have a nice time, a nice conversation with him. So we're going to keep continuing following your recovery, your road to recovery, this road to redemption for you. So we want to see you come back stronger than ever. And we definitely want to come out and see you perform once you are able to.
Okay, we'll be there live, man. As soon as you're there, awesome. we're there.
Appreciate it. I mean, like I haven't been posting on social media. I've been really MIA right now, just focusing on myself. But there will be a post coming, on how my recovery is going. So you guys will see some news. You guys will see how it's going. Probably another month. I'm gonna give myself another month. I think when I start walking and doing the sports therapy full on this, instead of doing the motions, getting the feel back. But when I start walking, I'll start posting of how my recovery is going. But other than that, we're here, man. We're kicking it. We're moving strong. I'm coming back strong. When I got hurt, I weighed 176 pounds. Now I weigh 183. I hope that can tell you something. I've been eating too much, too much. So I'm staying consistent. And I appreciate you guys so much for having me. And hope we can do this again.
Hell yeah, man. So all right, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Getting to bro you with my man, RJ Carnage. Don't forget to check him out. And you'll see that match we just watched on our page. I'm just going to share the shit out of it.
Yeah, we're just going to
talk about the insane bumps and just tell everybody to watch it. And you guys are going to enjoy it. So see you guys next time.